Turning over to the media, there's another casualty of Israel on the airwaves of American television. Mehdi Hasan, the MSNBC host whose show was canceled, has announced he is officially leaving. It appears by choice after MSNBC leadership took that decision. Here's what he had to say.
It's been an absolute blast doing this live show on MSNBC for the past 3 years with an amazing team of producers behind me and with all of you watching at home. It's been a privilege. It's been a pleasure. But as we begin 2024, with an election coming, a war still ongoing, and too many Trump trials, honestly, to even keep track of, and with this show going away, I've decided that it's time for me to look for a new challenge. Tonight is not just my final episode of the Mehdi Hasan Show. It's my last day with MSNBC. Yes, I've decided to leave. To be clear, I am so proud, so proud of what we've achieved on this show, on this network. And I can't thank you all enough for tuning in and for your support and for your feedback. But as I say, new year, new plans.
So my respect for Mehdi has gone up significantly. There was no way, in my opinion, he could stay there. Untenable situation. If he did, I mean, imagine being canceled for something he said. And specifically, whenever it's such a contentious issue that he clearly cares about a lot.
Oh, obviously,
and then they fired his ass. I mean, it's outrageous. So good for him. He should have left.
Yeah.
That's the right thing to do. You have no other choice in this business.
And there's consequences for him to leaving. I mean, Mehdi will never work in mainstream media again.
I assume he has children.
Absolutely,
family,
financially.
Got to pay a mortgage.
Who knows what provisions there are in his contract about how long he has to stay on the sidelines and a non-compete and a non-disclosure and all of that crap. It's not like you can just, unfortunately, these contracts are very binding on talent, probably in a way that's illegal and needs to be challenged. But in any case,
should be, yeah.
Many people are pointing out, I think rightly so, that this cancellation of his show, which ultimately forces his hand and forces him to leave, comes after he has been a very clear dissident voice on the network in favor of Palestinian rights. And what Mehdi is kind of famous for, which we've shown you here a number of times, is he is genuinely a very effective interviewer. And he pressed people like John Bolton on his show, for example. But this is a rumor, so I don't know if this is accurate, but there's a lot of suggestions that the decision to cancel his show came after a particularly contentious interview that we covered here on this show because it made significant news, in which he pressed a Bibi Netanyahu spokesperson on air about what they were doing in Gaza. Let's take a listen to a little bit of that.
It'll be good for the people of Gaza who deserve better than this terrible, authoritarian, extreme Hamas regime.
The people of Gaza are still alive. As I say, more than 11,000 people dead, reported dead, 4,000 children. I just want to pull up on the screen.
Hamas's numbers.
You say Hamas's numbers. I should point out, just pull up on the screen. In the last two major Gaza conflicts, 2009 and 2014, the Israeli military's death tolls matched Hamas's health ministry death toll. And the UN human rights groups all agree that those numbers are credible.
They control all the images coming out of Gaza. Have you seen one picture of a single dead Hamas terrorist in the fighting in Gaza? Not one. Is that by accident, or is that because Hamas can control the information?
You asked me a question and you
Gaza.
said you would be brief. I haven't, you're right, but I have seen lots of children with my own lying eyes being pulled from the rubble.
Because they're the pictures Hamas wants you to see. Exactly my point,
they're
Mehdi.
dead,
They're
Mark.
the pictures Hamas wants.
But they're also people your government has killed. You accept that, right? You've killed children, or do you deny that?
No, I do not. I do not. First of all, you don't know how those people died, those children.
Oh, wow.
First of all, we don't want to see a single child killed. Why does that give you permission to accept Hamas's numbers? I don't understand.
I didn't ask about Hamas's numbers. I said to you that your military
spokesman... you were quoting to me before Hamas numbers, Mehdi. You were quoting to me Hamas's numbers.
Because the entire UN and the human rights community and the American intelligence community on Friday said they trust those numbers. But you're dodging my question, Mark.
So you can see, very heated. That's an extraordinary moment where
that was crazy.
Mehdi says, you are denying that you killed these children. Oh, I don't know how they died. I mean, that was wild. There was another moment in that interview we covered as well, where he was pressing him on some of the misinformation they got caught putting out. Specifically, remember this, what was just a calendar that was on the wall that they were like, oh, this is where Hamas is saying, they're logging in for their hostage watching duties. So he's very effective at this. It was shortly after this that his show gets canceled. We also know that the head of the ADL had gone on MSNBC and was going after Mehdi in particular, but all three of the Muslim anchors who have been critical of the Israeli response in Gaza. We also know that all three of those Muslim anchors were sidelined in different ways shortly after October 7th. So it surely seems like Mehdi is being punished for actually being good at his job and making powerful people uncomfortable.
As people can go watch, I got a lot of criticisms of the man, but I won't lay it here because I admire him for leaving. I think that's what you should do, especially when somebody is trying to censor you like this. And I genuinely, even though I disagree with him, I wish him the best. And I think that he'll probably do well in the independent space, and we're happy to have him on the show anytime.
Yeah, if you dissent too much, cause too much friction with powerful people, cable news wants nothing to do with you. And Mehdi is just the latest casualty of that. I think that we can say very confidently.
Very sad. Okay, we got a great guest standing by, Jeff Stein. Let's get to it.
Hey guys, if you like that video, go to breakingpoints.com, become a premium subscriber, and help us build the best independent media organization on the planet.
That's right. We're subscriber funded. We're building something new. We want to replace these failing mainstream media organizations.
So again, to subscribe, it's breakingpoints.com.